Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and EA's getting sued. And maybe they should. Okay, let's start by saying someone's saying they're suing them. I don't believe the lawsuit has actually been brought to trial yet, but someone is saying they want to bring a class action lawsuit, which here in the United States means you bring a single lawsuit for a large group of people, like your entire player base for The Sims, right? Over a particular issue. And then if a judgment, if the company, if EA is found guilty, then a judgment will be rendered, and the judgment is split among all of the parties involved in some fashion. Now, I'm going to leave it to one side whether or not this lawsuit actually has merit, or whether or not the people that are proposing it are in fact scam artists or something like that, like I've seen proposed. I don't know. They could be scammers. They definitely could be. Don't give them any of your personal information, you guys. Definitely don't do that. I'm going to leave all of that to one side. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not the people running this thing. But I do know that EA has a long-running problem when it comes to The Sims. And that problem is EA sells shit that doesn't work. That's the truth. And frankly, when you buy something like, say, Wedding Day for The Sims 4, you have a reasonable expectation that it's going to work. It's going to work on minute one. As soon as you get it installed, it's going to work day one, not a week later, not a month later, not a year later, not when they get around to actually fixing it when it arrived broken, but day one. You have that expectation. You have bought something, you should receive it in whole, functioning correctly from the start. Good example would be if you go to McDonald's and you order a burger and fries and you get to the window and they say, here's your fries. Sorry, the grill's broke, so you're not going to get the burger. But come back next week after we get it fixed and you can have the burger. And on top of that, nope, you can't have your money back. Our terms of use stay, you don't get any money back. You just get to wait until we actually get around to fixing it. Now, who would put up with that? Literally, probably nobody. Nobody in their right mind. Might be a crazy person out there who would put up with it, but anybody in their right mind would not put up with that. And yet we routinely do put up with it from the video game industry. And let me say, it is the video game industry. It's not just EA. There are and have been other problems with other games from other developers and other publishers. EA has a large share of the problems I see because of the games I'm into. But they're not alone. Now, they would be alone in this lawsuit, which is really too bad because maybe the entire gaming industry needs to be taken to court, but they're not. But people are fed up with that sort of lackadaisical releases of broken games. They're pissed off. They're tired of excuses. They're tired of waiting. And so I really don't blame someone from coming up with this idea, saying, hey, let's just sue them. Let's bring a class action lawsuit. And that's because maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what EA needs to light a fire under them to change what seems to be their business model of releasing essentially a broken box and saying, well, we'll fix it for you sometime next week, next year, next month, whenever we get around to doing it, we'll fix it. And then you can play it then, even though you gave us your money today. And part of why that works is because big corporations only respond to big actions. Big corporations are never going to respond to this idea of please and thank you and yes, I'll be happy to wait. At the end of the day, nothing will get done at a corporation when you come at them with that sort of attitude. So I don't know that this class action lawsuit will actually ever come to anything, but I know that it probably should. Because if there's one thing that big business in America understands, that's a lawsuit, and especially a class action one. Because class action lawsuits, if they do go to trial and they are successful, lead to really large payouts. Even though the individual payout to each of the parties involved might be relatively small, on a corporate scale, it's a large payout. And of course, it's the sort of thing that gets a lot of publicity in the United States. It's the sort of thing that gets on the news. And that's another thing corporations respond pretty well to, is negative publicity. It's a shame. It really is a shame. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish that EA, when they know something is broken, they know things don't work. I wish that they had enough pride in their products that they would say, hey, this game really isn't ready yet, so we're not going to publish it yet because people are going to be disappointed. I wish that EA and lots of other companies in the United States had enough pride in their products to say that and do that, but they don't. And that's why this would be probably an effective option. And another effective option would be for you to please hit like, subscribe, and notify. Just think, if this lawsuit does come off, there'll be tons of news in the future to talk about and hash over, both here and online on Twitter and other places. I don't necessarily think this lawsuit will come to fruition, but we'll see. If it does, I think that there'll be plenty to talk about. In the meantime, we've got stuff to talk about. Love Struck, the new expansion pack for The Sims 4, coming out on July 25th. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully all of it will work. Hopefully it won't be broken. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. I got my fingers crossed. That's for sure. I'm hoping it does work. I got some big plans for it, so it better work. And please, again, just hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until my next live stream or video, thanks for watching.